And like how much money you want to earn from the social media and for the own self?
When I started my agency,
Right.
after getting my first client, but I have never talked about like how I got my first client. We can talk about it, but I just wanted to make $10,000 a month. Finally, after 6 months, I finally got the opportunity to close my very first client, and that was a roofing client, and he was in Ohio, as far as I remember, and he actually paid me $850 to manage his ads.
Okay.
When I actually got this $850 inside my PayPal account.
So how you actually achieve this goal?
So I don't know if I should actually disclose it here, but it's all about manifesting it. So it was a long journey, a lot of lessons, a lot of failures, learned a lot of things, but if I talk about like how much we do monthly, so it's close to around $48,000.
3 years में आपने $700,000 का revenue hit किया होगा, तो ये Indian currency में something how much it would be?
I would say close to around 5 crores.
5 crores.
5.5 crores. Hey, nice meeting you.
And I think हम लोग बहुत लंबे समय से बात कर रहे हैं.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And जब मैंने आपका प्रोफाइल देखा था और like when I saw your photo, और जब आपने मुझे बताया कि like you are only just 22 years old, I just quite shocked कि like इतनी कम एज में आपने इतना सब कुछ शुरू कर दिया. So मतलब बताइए फिर कैसे शुरुआत कैसे की फिर आपने?
Yeah, at that point of time when you actually reached out to me, I was 21. I recently turned 22. So I actually started when I was 19.
Okay.
So actually when I was 19, I was just trying to look for some ways to make money online, and that's how I started. You know, I really wanted to do something on my own, and obviously my family was asking me to like pursue like government exams and whatnot, and which was right from like their perspective point of view. But guess what? Like I think it was COVID. And in 2019, something like that, and I was just browsing on YouTube and I just came across this model, SMMA, you know,
social media marketing agency,
and I started researching about it, taking some notes, and that's where like my interest got even more bigger. I got inside this bubble like where like I gotta do something, you know, perform and actually prove, not to other people, just to myself, just like I can do something on my own, you know. And yeah, that's how all it started back then. And after that, like it was just all complete hustle for like next 2-3 years, you know. So talking about how I started my agency, so obviously like getting clients, especially in an international market in US, it's extremely hard. You know, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's extremely hard. And I literally had no idea how to get clients. The only thing I know at that point of time was cold calling. I wasn't experienced at it, but I like saw some videos, I researched about it, how to get clients and whatnot, and people were like, if you want to get clients as soon as possible, start cold calling.
So you listened about the cold calling also in the internet, like on the YouTube?
Yeah, like I was researching like how to get clients, and there was this one way like where this one person was telling like you can get clients using cold calling.
Okay. So where you had done your study, like academics?
So yeah, I graduated from my college, I guess in 2021.
Okay.
And I did my graduation from Motilal Nehru College, South Delhi University. And yeah, after that it's like, what do I want to do with my life? That was the question, you know. Because people has this like thinking in their mind, they think like they are going to get some placements from college, which is, yeah, and people do, but like I don't know like if that kind of jobs would actually suffice me at that level and bring me that much money which I'm actually seeking for myself. So yeah, after that it's all hustling period for me, and I think
at that moment, what was actually is running your mind, like how much money you want to earn from the social media and for your own self?
So actually there was like when I started my agency,
right,
after getting my first client, but I have never talked about like how I got my first client. We can talk about it, but I just wanted to make $10,000 a month, which is 7 to 8 lakh rupees a month.
At that moment?
At that time.
At that time?
Back then it was just 7 lakh. 7 lakhs.
When you just only started your agency?
Yeah, because the conversion rate for USD was pretty low at that point. but now it has been increased and now it's close to around 8 lakh rupees,
Okay.
$10,000. So I wanted to make that much a month just for myself. Yeah.
So, but how you exactly got your first client, and how you exactly planned the complete structure as SMMA, and what at that moment what you are just thinking, like what kind of service you are going to provide for the US client? So how you exactly design your structure for the SMMA?
So talking about how I got my first client,
Okay.
I would say that's the, I really feel a little, it's like I get nostalgia talking about this, because it was just late night and I was like in the back of the there was this one room in my house and I was there and I locked up the door because I thought like finally I'm going to take some action and I'm going to make my first cold call, right? And I was extremely nervous. First cold call, talking in English to an international guy. I have no idea like what's going to happen, how's the call is going to be like. I locked the door and I downloaded an app back then that was free to make cold calls using just Wi-Fi. And after that I just searched up the number for maybe a restaurant owner in US.
Okay, so you got the number from the restaurant in the US, like on the internet, by the internet?
Google, that's all.
Okay, fine.
Restaurant owners in Texas, something like that. I searched, got the number, tried calling. I was pretty nervous. I was just sweating at that point. Heartbeat was like extremely high. Yeah, it was extremely high. And finally I made my first call. It went to voicemail. No one picked up. And then slowly I thought like, okay, I have to talk to one guy today. I made my second call, and that's how like I finally got caught with the first guy, and he was like, I'm not interested. Okay. So I got my very first not interested, because that's actually, you have to expect it, because if you make 100 cold calls, like maybe only 5-10 people might show interest.
Like it means to say like your conversion rate is near about like a 10%. If you are making calls to the 100%, so like you only got the client only 10 clients.
That's right, something like that, but yeah, that was my first I'm not interested. Then slowly every single day I started building some momentum. The next day I thought like, why not just also start reaching out to people in UK.
Okay.
Because the entire day I was free. I want to like make myself my time productive. So I thought like in afternoon I'm going to make cold calls in UK, and at night I'm going to do US. And in UK I felt a lot of rejection.
Okay.
People were saying I'm not interested, don't call me, remove me from your list. But the most rejection that I actually faced in my cold calling journey was in US. People used to actually say like, you Indians are scammers, don't ever call me. People used to abuse me, cuss words, and whatnot. So at that point of time, like when I first had this experience, I was like, why this guy is abusing me for no reason? He don't even know me. Then I started doing this daily, and I got to know people are just like this in US. And no, obviously offense to US guys, because our clients are just from US. But that's just a way, because obviously if you cold call me, I might also get frustrated why this guy is cold calling me and I'm in middle of my work and he's just disturbing me, So obviously like people might have some kind of reactions to it. So after facing those rejections, I got like maybe more stronger to face some rejections in my life. And after that it's all repetition. Every single day for the next 6 months, no improvements. I didn't see no improvements. It's all repetition. Every single day calling people, taking notes, who is showing interest, who is not. Finally after 6 months, I finally got the opportunity to close my very first client, and that was a roofing client, and he was in Ohio, as far as I remember. And pretty much that first client, like the best feeling ever. I actually got this adrenaline rush inside me, and he actually paid me $850 to manage his ads.
Okay.
When I actually got this $850 inside my PayPal account, I was like, how like someone like who is a stranger to me just paid me $850,000, which is close to around 65,000 rupees. I was so happy. I showed it to my parents. They were extremely proud and happy too. And I just couldn't realize, like I wasn't able to believe like I did this. I went for a walk and I was like, if I can do this, I can do this at a bigger scale. After that, like I tried to make my perspective even more bigger for this business. and after that it's like all hustling period, like making cold calls, finding new ways to get clients. I even tried cold emailing, never worked out for me. Then I came across LinkedIn. So yeah, we can talk about like different ways to get clients, but yeah, that's how I got my very first client.
Okay, so before pitching your very first client cycle, you learned about the Facebook ads and something all?
I never learned about anything.
So what you are going to pitch them?
I was just pitching them anything. Literally, at some point, like I was pitching them social media management, Facebook ads, managing their Instagram pages, whatnot, right? But what's the cliche thing in this industry is pitching them Facebook ads.
Okay, so you never thought if they are agree to working with you, so what you just going to do? So like you have never experienced about the Facebook ads and something all. So what you are going to do if they are interested in to work in with you?
Yeah, so it's like I'm a guy who believes in figuring things out at that same moment. Yeah, so I was saying like my mentality as a guy is like when I'm in a certain position, it's certain, hardship of life, then I'm going to figure it out, So let's say like when I'm going to get the client, then I'm going to figure it out how to deliver.
How to deal with the client.
Right now what's happening in the industry, a lot of people are actually focusing on the delivery first and then getting the client. So they're doing the things wrong. And what they should be actually focusing on right now is getting the client first and then focusing on the delivery.
Then start learning what you are going to deliver.
Yeah, literally. At that point of time, I was kind of eager to make money. And when I actually proved myself I can do this, I started learning new skills and starting my official journey from there.
Okay. So जब आप उनके साथ कॉल पर थे like अपने US क्लाइंट के साथ, तो उन्होंने आपसे पूछा होगा कि हाउ यू गोइंग टू मैनेज दिस एंड कि आप फेसबुक एड्स कैसे चलाएंगे या आप मुझे कैसे प्रमोट करेंगे. सो व्हाट डू यू एक्चुअली टेल देम?
So guys, to run a business, you have to be, you have to fake some things, before you actually make it.
I understand.
So I was like, obviously, like it's kind of ethically a little not good, kind of lying to your customer and whatnot. But I was like, yeah, we have been doing this for a while, and we have good experience running Facebook ads. And that's how I closed him.
But you have to do this for getting some portfolio.
Just to build out that initial portfolio, right? And so yeah, he was like, yeah, let's do it if you have experience. And it wasn't an easy close. I literally cold called him like 5-6 times before I actually made him agree to come on a Zoom call with me, and then I finally closed him on the Zoom call. But it wasn't an easy close. And yeah, so you have to fake it until you make it in your industry, right? Just for that initial phase, I kind of just did something, maybe you can say unethical, but now literally most of our clients are happy with us, just to build that initial portfolio, So yeah, that's how I actually started.
So जब आपने शुरू किया उसके बाद आपको 6 महीने लग गया पहला क्लाइंट क्लोज करने में. सो आफ्टर जब आपने स्टार्ट कर दिया इसको लर्निंग करना, फेसबुक एड्स आपने उसको डिलीवर किया, अब आपके माइंड में क्या चल रहा था कि नेक्स्ट क्लाइंट को कैसे ढूंढना है, कैसे पिच करना है, कैसे रिसर्च करनी है कि ये मेरा क्लाइंट हो सकता है नहीं? क्योंकि इतने रिजेक्शन के बाद आई थिंक आपको ये तो समझ में आ ही गया होगा अब तक कि किस तरीके के लोग मेरे काम में इंटरेस्टेड हैं और किस तरीके के लोग नहीं हैं. सो आपने फिर उसके बाद उनको क्या क्या सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड कराना शुरू की?
Definitely. So after getting that client for $850, I knew I won't be satisfied with $850, right? So I was hungry for more money, and I really wanted to make like something in thousands, thousands of dollars. So I researched. It's all about researching, and people who skip the research, they fail miserably, especially in this industry, I'm saying. So I kept on researching about new things, what service I can deliver. So for the service part, I was pretty much clear, so delivering Facebook ads. As far as the industry goes, which is roofing, that was my first client, I wasn't sure about that. Later down the line, after a year, I kept on cold calling to roofers. I wasn't getting a lot of traction. Somehow I got my second client as a roofing client. But after that, there was not a lot of traction talking to these roofers. Most of these roofers are generally busy. They don't have time to hop on a Zoom call. So I actually needed a more intellect niche, who is kind of, has a good idea about marketing and can actually hop on these Zoom calls and can actually take marketing seriously, Then I got to know about solar, and that's what we have been doing for the last 4 years. So in solar, we have been just delivering a lot of services at this point of time, and it's going good.
So how you achieve the goal? Like have you been just told me a few minutes ago like you just made at that moment when you started your agency like $10,000 a month. So how you actually achieve this goal?
So I don't know if I should actually disclose it here, but it's all about manifesting it.
Okay.
In front of my table there was the small table, you know, at that point of time.
Actually I'm also believing in the manifestation.
Yeah, you should definitely. You should. It's a good thing. It's going to make things come true for you in your life. So yeah, so I just had this paper where I've just written down all my goals. I didn't have a whiteboard at that time. Like I want to make this much money. I even have a register where I've just like manifested everything. And literally, like not profit wise, but revenue wise, I hit that goal, $10,000 within that particular date range which I've set for myself.
Okay.
So it's true, you know. So somewhere like this manifesting thing works, and I can explain like how it works, but we don't have much time here. But yeah, after that, like it was all about manifesting, and when I started making that kind of revenue, then I just wanted to scale from there, you know. How can I go to 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 and 50,000 like that?
Okay. So currently how much your agency are making right now? Like how much clients you are closing in a month?
So far in the last 3 years we have worked with pretty much 250 plus clients.
250 plus clients.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if I talk about my last 3 years revenue, so it's more than $700,000.
$700,000.
So we are almost,
it is your last 3 years revenue.
Last 3 years revenue, we are just almost so near to hit $1 million for our agency, right?
Okay.
So it was a long journey, a lot of lessons, a lot of failures, learned a lot of things, but if I talk about like how much we do monthly, so it's close to around $48,000.
Okay. So always you focus on your new clients or trying to be a recurring client. So have you ever tried to do that?
Yeah, definitely, bro. Like in order to keep scaling, you gotta get that recurring revenue coming in. So if you have clients who is happy with you, so they are going to keep paying you, right? So in order to run this business, you have to keep your clients happy, not just for a month, forever. We still have a client from UK who has been working with us since the day I started my agency. After like I switched to solo, I got that very first client from UK. So it's like we have kept him happy with our services, and he's still paying us the same price. So it's all about the longevity, you know, of just keeping the client, right? So just to give you an example, let's say if you have 10 clients who are paying you $5,000, right? So that revenue is going to come every single month if you keep them happy. On top of that, if you close like another 5 clients for 10,000 for like any price, so it's going to be like on top of that recurring revenue, right? So it's going to like compound everything, and it's going to make the scaling easier for your agency. So that's what we think, and that's what we are doing.
जैसे कि अभी आपने कहा कि लाइक कुछ क्लाइंट्स आपके $5,000 तक आपको मंथली पे करते हैं. $5,000 यहाँ के कंपैरिजन में एक बहुत अच्छा अमाउंट है. तो क्या ऐसा पॉसिबल है कि उन लोगों को लगता हो कि अगर हम ये काम यूएस मतलब इंडियन क्लाइंट से या इंडियन फ्रीलांसर से कराते हैं, सो कंपैरिजन टू यूएस जो फ्रीलांसर्स होंगे उनको वो हमसे ज़्यादा चार्ज कर रहे होंगे सेम सर्विसेज का? लाइक अगर आप एक सेम सर्विस के लिए फेसबुक एड्स के लिए $5,000 चार्ज कर रहे हैं, और तो वही सेम सर्विस के लिए यूएस में जो लोग वर्क कर रहे होंगे वो हो सकता है मोर देन $5,000 चार्ज कर रहे हैं. दैट्स व्हाई दे आर मोर इंटरेस्टेड टू डू वर्क विद द इंडियन क्लाइंट, इंडियन फ्रीलांसर.
So what I think about this is like the US guys has this mentality to hire cheap labor, right? So India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Philippines, these countries offer free cheap labor, right? So that's the difference, and they think like Indian agencies are going to be extremely cheap to work with, and that's not true. And that's my vision actually, you know, not to actually, you know, position ourselves as a cheap agency, like who's just going to like work with any clients. Obviously when I started, I was eager, desperate to work with any client. At this point of time, like literally it's us who actually select the clients to work with, right? So if we're not going to get what we are asking for in terms of the payment, like a retainer fee, we're not going to eventually work with them, you know. So like we have closed clients worth $10,000 as well. That was like our biggest high ticket sale, not just one, like maybe couple of them we have closed. So like if you think in a way, why are these guys actually paying Indian guys $10,000, 7-8 lakh rupees in a month? Like what can be the reason? Because they are seeing the value in us, right? And if you can provide that much value upfront, your clients are already sold, right? So you have to build that value over the time. It's not going to be like just a undernight thing, over the night thing. So everything that we have done so far, it's just like in a matter of 3 years.
तो आपने मतलब स्टार्टिंग में अपने $10,000 के क्लाइंट क्लोज किए पर मंथ, और अभी आपने बोला कि मतलब ऑलमोस्ट 3 इयर्स में आपने $700,000 का रेवेन्यू हिट किया हुआ. तो ये इंडियन करेंसी में समथिंग हाउ मच इट वुड बी?
I would say close to around 5 crores.
5 crores.
5.5 crores or something
so
like that.
I can in a simple words just to say my audience कि like 22 की एज में आप अब तक 5 करोड़ रुपए बना चुके हैं.
I won't say I have made it. For my company, I have made it.
Like your company just made it in just 22 की like 5 crore rupees in just 3 years. 5 crore revenue. So if we are talking about in the current scenario, like what key points you are noticing to the US client to work with them?
So I would say like you have to first of all select a niche.
Okay.
Which industry do you want to work with? What services do you want to provide? Research about what they need, right? Not what they want. Because if an industry needs TikTok ads and you're offering them Facebook ads, it's going extremely hard to sell them. If an industry needs Facebook ads and we are selling them Facebook ads, it's an easy sell, right? So that's generally how it goes. And so you have to know what your audience wants.
So how you exactly know what they want? How you researched it?
So it's like multiple ways, obviously. If you have just internet connection, everything's possible.
Okay.
You have to.
So if you just tell some of key points to our audience, so how they can research about this.
Let's say like if you want to work with solar, that's my niche. What do they want, right? Do they want leads? Do they want appointments, live transfers? I know these are complex terms. Most of your audience might not know about this, but like what I'm listing here, it's kind of a service, right? So leads, appointments, live transfers. So how to like actually know what they want? So you have to go on different websites like Facebook ad library. You have to see like what your competitors are offering. Let's say your competitors are offering like leads, right? Not just one, I'm talking about thousands of competitors, right? And if everyone is offering leads, then you don't have to go out there and think like what can I do differently in order to stand out from the crowd. You have to also start offering leads, but with a little twist, with like offering something like as a bonus which might be tempting to your audience, a little enticing, and which might just, you know, make them select you over your competitors. That's what I'm saying. If they're offering leads, then you have to give them a bonus on top of that. Like if you work with us, we are going to offer you 1 additional month free, on top of that free social media management.
Okay.
Something like this, and your client will be like, this guy is giving me so much for this price, let's work with him. That's an easy way to close client, and that's like everything comes down to researching. That's all.
So अभी like आप जैसे 22 हैं बस केवल, और मतलब इतनी कम टाइम में आपने इतना अच्छा पैसा बनाना शुरू कर दिया. So what you thought about to making a girlfriend as the age of 22 for like a young audience if they are focusing on that? और आप जानते हैं कि मैक्सिमम लोग आज के समय में हमारी जनरेशन के उसी पे फोकस कर रहे हैं. So what you exactly thought about? आपकी है गर्लफ्रेंड या नहीं? Like आपने कभी सोचा उस बारे में, या आपने गोल सेट किया नहीं कि पहले मुझे इतना कमाना है अपनी लाइफ में, उसके बाद मुझे इन सारी चीज़ों पे. So क्या आपके अकॉर्डिंगली एक रोड मैप होना चाहिए किसी भी यंग बच्चे के लिए?
So I would say like when I started, literally my all attention was on the business, and still it's on the business. But as of now, I do have a girlfriend, and yeah, it's going good, and there's nothing to hide, obviously. But if I give you an advice, so you should know how to make a balance.
So how you just maintain your personal life, I mean to say love life or your work life?
Yeah, definitely. So like balancing things out, it's pretty easy. The day in the morning when you wake up, you should know like what are the things you need to do. Your day should be planned out. But as far as the mental health is concerned, obviously like there's a lot of people who are suffering with a bad mental health because of relationships and whatnot, and I've been also there. It's not like I'm like a superhuman or something. I also have sometimes like issues like these, but you just know how to deal with it, you know. And if something is actually hindering your growth, if something's actually holding you back, I would say like, you know, you might think like I'm kind of rude or something. You gotta become a little selfish for yourself, you know. And because if you have reached at this particular level, you actually need someone in your life who can actually help you to get to another level, not to just hold you back and hinder your growth. So I'm not actually talking about my own girlfriend, but all I'm saying is like as a general perspective, that's what I think, but if someone, your partner, is actually hindering you back, is actually pulling you back, I don't think so it's the right partner. I'm not a dating coach or something, bro. I don't think so.
No, actually I also believe the same कि like जब आपने कोई गोल बनाया है तो आपको अपनी लाइफ में केवल उसी को एंट्री देनी चाहिए जो आपको उस गोल को अचीव करने में हेल्प करे.
Yeah, definitely. It's like having like building your life the way you want. It's not everyone's things, right? Like only few people can do, like everyone has this goal, I want to make a lot of money, right? Like if I talk my own YouTube channel, when I post a video where like how to close clients, let's say 7,000 people are watching, and out of them, let's say 100 people are actually taking action. Out of those 100 people, only 2 or 3 of them will actually end up getting client using my strategies, right?
And they are consistent.
They're consistent, they're persistent. So it's not everyone's thing. So who have this hustle, who has this grind, the grit inside them, only those people can actually make this. And like especially internet business, right? And a lot of people think like this is a scam. This is not sustainable, right? I've been doing this for 3 years, and in the past I've actually got a lot of offers to sell my agency, exit my agency for like maybe couple million of dollars, not in India but in US. I can exit the agency, get the cash and live my life, or like maybe reinvest that money, right? But my goal, my vision is to just keep growing it. Why not? If I started getting like these kind of offers just at this point, in the span of like next 3, 4, 5 years, I can get even more bigger amount. If I've started something from scratch, from a small seed, and I want to make it big, and that's my vision behind it.
आपने जैसे बोला कि like आपने 3 साल में 5 करोड़ का revenue cut किया, so what are you thinking about your next goal? Like
I would say like maybe when we hit $1 million, that will be our biggest milestone, and we're just $300,000 away from it. So it's going to be close to around 8 crore rupees. So we feel like we can do that in like the next year for sure.
Next year in 2024.
That's all. Yeah.
How exactly you are using your money?
So I would say like I spoke about manifestation, right? And there was this car Harrier. I really used to like it. The dark edition of it.
Your car is seriously so amazing.
Yeah, so I manifested it, to be honest.
Okay.
I used to see people driving Harrier on the road, and dark edition, it used to look super amazing. So crazy car, sick ride. I manifested it over the time, and that's the secret of getting things in your life. And finally I bought it for myself, so I just wanted it, it just feels amazing to drive that big car, that sporty look and whatnot.
How much you spent for that car?
So I would say like obviously it's a second hand car, right? So the original cost is somewhere around 22 lakhs. I spent almost 18 lakhs on that.
Okay. You have never been thinking like if you are invested 18 lakh rupees in some other businesses or like so you can just get it double?
I've got that covered. Yeah, exactly. I've got that covered. So I like literally from the start when I started making money, money makes money. So I started investing in mutual funds, index funds, short-term portfolio, long-term portfolio.
Okay.
Like I've literally wasted a lot of money on crypto, and even my like few of funds are still there. This kind of like very less value of it. And then I've invested in like a house as well. So I pretty much covered the investing part. I just want to like make even big like chunk of money. That's the goal.
Okay.
So I don't think so you should definitely go for it, but it's individual choice. But if I don't have money, I won't go for it, and I never even thought about it when I didn't have money. And now it actually just happened naturally. I didn't have this intention of making a girlfriend.
Okay.
It's just natural for me. So if you're someone who is just who doesn't have money at this point of time, and I wouldn't say just go for it.
जैसे कि आपको लगता है कि लैंग्वेज एक बहुत बड़ा बैरियर है टू क्लोज द यूएस क्लाइंट्स और यूके क्लाइंट्स, सो आपकी इंग्लिश शुरू से ही अच्छी रही है या फिर लाइक लेटर ऑन यू लर्न अबाउट?
No, definitely I would say like my family has a big positive impact. Like I would say 100% impact in the situation where I am today. I would say like I would definitely give all the credits to them, you know, like especially like if I talk about my father, I was like very obese at one point in my life. When I was in 10th standard, I was obese. I was just at home doing nothing, so he forcefully actually took me to the gym. After that I started hitting the gym every single day. It's my like best hobby, I would say. Like I love hitting gym, you know. And after that, like he also saved me from actually, you know, wasting my time, energy into into wasteful things. So if you have heard about network marketing,
okay.
So before I started my agency, I told you I was like extremely eager to make money, and I was asking my father to give me just 30,000 rupees and I'm going to give him the money back or double the investment, whatever it is. So I was about to do that. I was insisting him to give me the money, but he
So you also tried to the network marketing?
I was almost there. I was almost there, and but yeah, my father told like this is not the right thing to do. It's like nothing is easy.
It's
in
like
life.
a spam.
Yeah, you can say it's a scam or something, but again, no offense against network marketers. These guys are also doing something good to make money, but my father told me not to do that, and obviously I never did that. Then again, I was in a research how to make money, and then how I started my agency. But yeah, as far as the family background goes, my father, my mother, my sister, everyone has been super supporting, and they never told me like this is not going to work out. They never discouraged me. They always supported. So I would say yeah, all the credits to them, I would say.
So like what is your biggest investment or like assets you have right now at this age, the 22?
So I would say like as of very now, I would say in terms of the asset, it's pretty much just a house where I've invested, and obviously it's an appreciating asset. I wouldn't say my car is an appreciating asset.
What you thought about like if you have the choice to working with the Indian clients or US clients, so what would you prefer to work with them?
There are still students who ask me how should I work with Indian market or US. I definitely suggest go for US guys. And like here in Indian, like you know, like as Indians we are very frugal. We don't spend money like just giving $1,000 away, right? And $1,000 is 80,000 rupees, and here in India these guys, like we guys won't be able to pay, you know. We have the money but we won't be paying, you know. We don't have that much mentality, that kind of mentality, like pay $1,000 for a Facebook ad service. We can get clients here easily, but they might pay less, and we might we want to make more.
How was your first experience to this podcast? I think it was your first podcast.
This is my first podcast, and I'm just kind of blown away like how exciting it is, and just sharing your experiences to inspire people and make like a positive change, you know, especially in this internet marketing space. My first ever session, podcast session, so it was extremely good. I wasn't nervous though, because I just wanted to just tell like what I did and how I did it, but it's just quite amazing. Like just feels amazing to just be here.